Listen up, Americans.
Most U.S. citizens believe that the United States is a country and that the President is the most powerful man on earth. The United States is not a country. It is a corporation, and the President is President of the corporation of the United States. He and his elected officials work for the corporation, not for the American people. Since the United States is a corporation, who owns the corporation of the United States? Like Canada and Australia, whose leaders are prime ministers of the Queen, and whose land is called Crown Land, the United States is just another Crown colony. Crown colonies are controlled by the empire of 3 city-states. At the center of each city-state is a towering, phallic-shaped stone monument called an obelisk that points skyward. In D.C. city-state, the obelisk, known as the Washington Monument, was dedicated to Freemason George Washington by the Freemason Grand Lodge of the District of Columbia.
All right, now, this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Okay? All right, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us." I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. Shalom to you brothers out there that are laboring, enduring the elements, making your body a living sacrifice, trying to seal the elect, making your call and election assured, seeking out your own salvation, as well as you sisters that are learning, listening, applying, being obedient to your husbands. Shalom, shalom. Brother Zachariah come back to you with another Highways and Hedges on this Saturday. All right. You know, I did a couple of sit-down lessons earlier, and I just, you know, I was really looking forward to coming out here on the, you know, chief place of concourse, you know, and do this lesson, all right? I actually had 2 lessons in mind, but I'm just going to do the one for the sake of time because, you know, eventually there'll be sundown, so I want to make sure I get this out before it gets dark out here, all right? Because, you know, on my way here, I came across a bunch of, man, there's some crazies out here. I'm just telling you, it's a lot when you have to go past, you know, it's getting crazy out here, all right? But, as you see the video clip in the beginning, I wanted to post that because it's showing you that America is not a country, but it's a corporation, all right? And it's crazy, you know, because, you know, a lot of people think this is a country, and it's not, you know? And it's ran by a selected few individuals that are very wicked. That's why I started with Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know, these wicked elite bankers, you know, your Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all of them. You know, these are your people, man, that are really over America, okay? They're the ones that control it all right? And then I brought out Lamentations 4 and 17 because our people trust in this help, and they learning that, you know, there's no help here in Babylon the Great, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and jump into some articles real quick, all right? And then, you know, Lord willing, this be edifying to you, all right? Let's see. Just give me a second as I get this pulled up. Kind of windy out here, but it does feel good. I came with my jacket, but I took it off because I was like, man, you know, it get a little hot. All right, it seems like they're trying to keep me from finding the article, but I'm just going to read the headline. Our brother had it. And it says, "Food insecurity, a growing problem in the U.S. America turning into a third world country." Okay? And it says, I guess that's it. Okay, this came out back in May 10 of 2023. So it was this year, this article. You know, I'm pretty sure I probably even did a lesson on it, but there's a lot going on as far as like America really being viewed now as a third world country. You know, some people at one time thought this place was the best place on earth, all right? And you're starting to find out that it isn't, okay? So, you know, I'm just gonna like just go through some you you know, various scriptures and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go to this one site here, and it says Feeding America. That's the name of this article, or this site, Salakia, and it says hunger and food insecurity. Okay, which pretty much was I was trying to go into with that other one, but it says those words seem the same, but it may surprise you to learn that hunger and food insecurity mean different things. Hunger is the feeling someone has when they don't have food. Food insecurity is the consistent lack of food to have a healthy life because of your economic situation, which a lot of us are in an economic situation. This country is in an economic situation. All right, Feeding America is working to end hunger by addressing food insecurity. A definition of food insecurity: the USDA defines food insecurity as a lack of consistent access to enough food for every person in a household to live an active, healthy life. This can be a temporary situation for a family or can last a long time. All right, food insecurity is one way we measure how many people can afford food. More than 34 million people, including 9 million children, experience food insecurity in the United States, here in Babylon the Great. All right, you see that? It says the causes of food insecurity. Unfortunately, many people in America struggle to meet their basic needs, which increases their risk of food insecurity. For example, layoffs at work. You're seeing a lot of that. I just did a lesson going into like these jobs, businesses are closing and stuff. So this lines right up with that. All right, unexpected car maintenance. Yeah, when your car break down and stuff like that. You know, my sister, you know, not trying to put her business out there, but you know, this a while back she had her car break down and she had to spend like $800, man, to get it fixed. $800 can go a long way, you know, and for her to have to spend that, but luckily she had some money put back in her account. That's why I always try to keep something back, you know, because you never know, you know, when stuff may happen. You know, I call it like emergency money, you know. You know, that's why I try to put a little something back, you know, just be smart and wise, you know, using wisdom. Okay, again, for an example, layoffs at work, unexpected car maintenance, or an accident can suddenly force a family to choose between buying food and paying bills. Yeah, bills keep coming, man. You could die in bills, your bills will still keep coming. You know, they'll go to your next of kin to try to get something bills paid. All right, the cause of food insecurity are complex. Some of the causes of food insecurity include poverty, unemployment, or low income, lack of affordable housing, chronic health conditions or lack of access to health care, systematic racism, see, and racial discrimination, which we know that's an Esau Edom right there. All right. It says the effects of food insecurity. Food insecurity can have a wide impact depending on someone's circumstances. Here are some of the examples of the food, some of the examples of the effects of food insecurity. Food insecurity can cause health issues when people have to choose between spending money on food or medicine or health care. Food insecurity can make it more difficult for a child to learn and grow. Food insecurity can lead to difficult decisions like choosing between food and rent, bills, and transportation. All right, so you know, there's a lot on here. I'm not gonna keep reading all this for the sake of time. I got a lot to cover on this. All right, but I have another one that comes from Feeding America that I want to pull up here real quick. All right, so just give me one quick second. But see, that's just showing you, man, there's a lot, and a lot of people suffering from that here in Babylon, you know. Okay. So back on that same site, it's another post here, and it says hunger in America in the wake of COVID. Or let me rephrase that. You gotta watch that word. In the wake of the C-19 pandemic, unemployment and food insecurity soared. In 2022, 49 million people turned to food banks and community programs for help putting food on the table. Okay, that's heavy, man. Look, it says 34 million people in the United States here in Babylon the Great are food insecure. 9 million children in the United States are food insecure. It says 49 people turn to food programs. All right. 100% of U.S. counties have food insecurity. Hey, 100%. Wow. That's crazy. All right. And it says facts about hunger in America. More than 34 million people in the U.S. face hunger, including 1 in 9 children. Millions of people in the U.S. don't have enough food to eat and don't have access to healthy food. This is a big problem, but together we can solve it. All right. You know, and one of the causes of this is Esau Edom. Okay. Esau Edom is the cause of this. And then he's trying to, he'll come with a solution. But he wants to give you that food that really ain't no good for you. That's why we have to read food labels. See, us Israelites, we can't just eat anything. You know, they'll say go to these pantries and stuff, but yeah, you got to watch what you eat. All right. You know, that just because you go to these food banks don't mean that the food in there is good for you. A lot of it's unlawful. You know, they'll give you pork, a lot of stuff with pork in it. They'll give you a can of beans that has pork in it. You know, that stuff is no good. We can't eat that, you know. So we have to be very, very careful. All right. But all this stuff is, at the end of the day, is Bible prophecy. All right. And I'm going to prove that with some precepts, man. All right. The first one, I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And I'm going to start at verse 18. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famines. You're going to see famines. You're going to have excess of food and great death. You're going to see a lot of death. All right. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? What shall you do? You shall hearken unto the Most High, the Heavenly Father, which we know him to be Yahweh. His name is not God. God is a title. His name is Yahweh. And, you know, and our people, our ancestors knew that. Okay, which means he is. That's what he told Moses. He is. I am that I am. All right, verse 19 says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges and amendment. All right. Verse 20, it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of scourges. All right, so our people are not going to hearken because they're a rebellious people. They don't. They're not going to hearken to the men of the Lord, which the men of the Lord are all throughout the four corners of the earth, speaking all languages. You know. And we're trying to wake our people up. All right, verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think of themselves to be in good case. I always use this testimony. I went into the store, and like, I eat healthy, so eating healthy is expensive. And then on top of eating, you know, which is expensive, there's inflation right now. So a lot of the food that I order is more expensive, you know. And I was going for some orange juice, and the orange juice I go for is about $5. But this lady was like, that worked there, she was trying to tell me about some orange juice because she was stocking it up. And she said, hey, you want one of these orange juice? And I said, ma'am, I already got one. She said, yeah, but this one right here's $1.59 or something. And I'm thinking, like, I said, I'm a health guru. I have to drink this one right here. It's because what I was getting was organic, non-GMO. It don't have the genetically modified stuff in it, you know. So you're gonna pay more money for the orange juice. But that $1.39, it didn't have that logo on there. So you're gonna get something with chemicals in it. But it was $1.39. So you're gonna think that it's cheap. You'll be in good case, you know. All right. So again, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So people will think themselves to be good. Oh man, I'm getting this food for cheap and everything. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, all right, or upon earth, Salakia. All right, and that's what you're seeing. Evils are growing upon the earth right now. Upon, all right, it says sword, look, famine and great confusion. Okay, so you're gonna see a lot of that. All right. And this is verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. So a lot of people are going to perish of famine. They're going to die of hunger. All right. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So even if you survive the famine, you're going to be destroyed by the sword. Okay. So and that sword can be anything. You know, it could be the gun. It can be the nuclear destruction that's coming. It could be, you know, this man's jab. Maybe he might jab you with something that might just take you all the way out. That's part of the sword, okay? So, you know, you might get killed with an actual sword, you know? So, hey, you never know, you know? So you're gonna see a lot of strange things, man, you know? But ultimately, the famine is a key thing, and there's so many precepts I can bring out on famine. But for the sake of time, I'm bringing out just a few. You know, you can read about it also in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. It tells you about famine coming, you know, and many other verses here in 2nd Ezra. All right, you know, 2nd Ezra is one of my favorite books. All right, but all right, moving on, we're gonna go ahead and jump into another article, and this is an article I wanted to bring out before on another lesson, but I found it, you know, and all right. And this is a heavy thing because this is also a message to our people. You know, we're scattered all throughout the four corners of the earth, but we're being oppressed wherever we go. But a lot of them are working their way to where they can make it to Babylon. And if I could tell you anything, don't come to this place, man. Don't come to this place. You might as well stay where you at. You know, you better off. Even if you're being oppressed, you come here, it's going to be far worse. All right. So I wanted to bring out this article here, all right? And it says, seeking asylum and work, migrants bust out of New York City find hostility, all right? And it says, before he left Mauritania, the West African nation of his birth, Mohammed, which, you know, a lot of our people are in West Africa. You know, that's why I mentioned this, because, you know, he could be an Israelite. You know, he was probably coming here looking for comfort. All right, Muhammad thought of New York as a place of open arms, a refuge for immigrants fleeing dire circumstances. All right, now that he's here seeking political asylum from a government he feared would kill him, he doesn't feel welcome. The 19-year-old has become a pawn in escalating standoff between New York City and suburban and upstate communities, which are using lawsuits, emergency orders, and political pressure to keep people like him out. Muhammad is one of the 400 international migrants the city has been putting up in a small number of hotels in other parts of the state this month to relieve pressure on its overtaxed homeless shelter system. So see, he came here just to be down, even worse. You know, some of the relocated asylum seekers say they now regret leaving the city, pointing to a lack of job opportunities and resources to pursue their asylum cases, as well as hostile reception. Okay, it's better in New York City, Muhammad said. There, no one curse at you and say go back to your country. See, you're gonna deal with all kind of stuff when you come here. You thought it was heaven, you know, but it's worse. Woo, it's a windy one out here, y'all. Okay, it says the Associated Press is withholding Muhammad's full name at his request to protect the safety of his family in Mauritania. All right, it says in his home country, Muhammad said he had joined a group of young people to decry the government's corruption and human rights abuses, including allegations of ongoing slavery. See, our people are still in slavery even over in these other countries, which we're still in slavery here. You know, it might not be like in the chains and the whips and all that, but it's still bad. They got you in your mind, man. Okay? Ongoing slavery. Says days later, he said a group of men threw him in an unmarked car, took him to a secret room, and beat him viciously for 2 days. All right? There's more on this, but I just want to bring out a little bit of that, just showing you like how, you know, our people, man, you know, they're going through it in these other countries, but you come here and you think that you're gonna find it better, but it's even worse, man. Okay? Because this place is gonna be ultimately destroyed. All right? This is Isaiah 30, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirits." You getting the covering of Esau, Edom, okay, but not of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down in Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth. See, you're not praying to the Heavenly Father, man. You're not hearkening. You're not praying unto Him for comfort, for refuge, for aid, for help. You know, He is our power, man, and that's who you should be calling on to, not the so-called white man, not Babylon the Great, not America. You know, okay. Okay, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's what you're doing. All right. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And that's going to be the confusion of this Muhammad guy, you know, putting your trust into Esau Edom, man. You know, Babylon the Great. You know, a lot of people, man, they're not hearkening. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to some other articles. All right. Okay, and just Google search here, the headline up here, it says more than 34 million people in the U.S. face hunger, including 1 in 9 children, which I had brought that out. That was the Feeding America. Millions of people in the U.S. don't have enough food to eat or don't have access to healthy food. This is a big problem, you know, here in Babylon the Great. All right, but this is the article here that I was looking for. All right, and it says many Americans struggle to get food, inflation making it worse. And like I said, food is very, very expensive, you know. And like for an example, I was sharing one of my receipts. I went to Kroger, and you know, it had the 144 in there. So a brother was questioning it because he's like, I don't see it because it didn't say exactly 144. You know, like my bill was like $142.14. But I said the 144 is within that. He said, oh, okay, I get it now. But what he said to me though was, oh man, I see you bought some type of healthy bars for like $8. He said, man, you need to put them back. I said, no, man. I said, first of all, those are healthy. And I said, and I think Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I'm able to afford them, you know. So I said, he provides, you know. So it's, you know, I'm not gonna just eat any old thing, you know. A lot of jakes in this truth still eat fast food. You know, they still eat unhealthy foods. They eating stuff that unknowingly or ignorantly has pork in it, you know? Because they might think pork is just hot dogs and ham and all that. No, it's in a lot of foods, man. You need to you need to study and show yourself approved and read food labels and stuff. Learn you know, the hidden pork that's in a lot of these foods, you know, and be mindful of what you put in your body. Okay. All right, but it says Americans struggle to get food. Inflation is making it worse. All right, and let's see. New numbers released this week show prices are rising. All right, absolutely, they're always rising, and you probably don't need us to tell you that that includes prices for food. It was against backdrop that Biden administration recently convened at a summit on hunger, nutrition, and health. Okay, and yeah, man, you're seeing a lot of that, man. Okay, you know, there's another article that said food banks struggle with inflation costs as demand spikes. Okay, so you're seeing you know, these food banks are struggling to keep up, you know, with the demand. Because I read earlier in one of the other previous articles that you know, even the food banks are having struggle, you know, which this article's proving it too. You know, they can't keep up with the demand of people coming to them for the food. But I tell you, like, a lot of the food that they have in there is not really good for, especially if you're an Israelite, you know, trying to keep the Levitical food laws, man. You know, a lot of that stuff in there is not really good for you. You know, you got to be very mindful about who you get your food from. You know, read food labels and stuff like that. It might cost you a little bit, you know. All right, I got a quick precept, and then I'm going to jump into another article. All right, I actually meant to bring this out in the previous one, but it could tie in with this one as well. All right, because with this, you know, this inflation, these food banks and all that, man, it's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna be enough food to feed everybody, man. All right. All right, this is Lamentations 4:9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. All right. So it says it's better to be slain with the sword than was slain with hunger, okay? To die of hunger, you know, because you're going to be sitting there and your body going to be being eaten away and all that, and you're just going to get thinner and thinner. Your rib cage going to be showing. You're going to be looking like some of them kids in them commercials, you know? That's why I say America is really starting to be, it's looking like a third world country, you know? It really is. You know, it's a mirage. When you come here, you thinking this place is beautiful, it's this and that, it's got it going on. You can come, you know, start your business. But ever since that pandemic thing that they had, it done got really worse for a lot of these so-called businesses. That's why a lot of these foreigners, you know, these heathen, they're gonna be running back to their own country, you know, because they're gonna realize they can't make no money in here, you know, because a lot of times they come here and make the money, and they're making it off of Israelites anyways, and then they go back and they give it back to their families and everything, you know. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into another article, and it says hold on one second. Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and we're gonna get the statistics on that, okay? All right, and this is living. All right, the site is Bankrate, if I'm saying it right, Bankrate or Bankrate or something like that. But it just says living paycheck to paycheck statistics. All right, and it says statistics vary, but between 55% to 63% of Americans, Babylonians here in America, all right, are likely living paycheck to paycheck. That's a big percentage. All right, it says 3 in 4 Americans who earn less than $50,000 are living paycheck to paycheck, compared to roughly 2 in 3 of those making $50,000 to $100,000. All right, paycheck to paycheck living can result in missed or late payments, which can cause your credit score to drop, leading to fees, penalties, higher financing costs, and difficulty qualifying for future credit. All right. So, you know, hey, man, it's a struggle out here right now, all right?
Oh my gosh, it finally happened, because Americans are on the brink of bankruptcy, and this money story just keeps going from bad to worse. Because first is inflation, which is up in the month of August at 3.67%. And you might think to yourself, well, that's no big deal, it's just 3.67%. But this is your money, and it means for every $1,000 that you make, you're really only able to buy $963 worth of goods, because that remaining $300 and change is just inflated away. And to make matters worse, the inflation in our economy isn't confined to just avocado toast or the occasional cup of coffee. It's actually taken root in the most important things that we buy every day, like gasoline and the cost of keeping a roof over your head. Gasoline prices in this country are getting out of control, and rent prices have increased every month for the last 40 months. That's over 3 years of month over month, the basic cost of having a place to live has increased. But wait, it gets worse. Because the Federal Reserve, who is in charge of making sure that the economy doesn't go spiraling down the toilet drain, which, newsflash, they're not very good at their job. They're in charge of combating inflation, and they're trying to, and right now their only option to make that happen is by raising interest rates. Which means if you still don't have a house but you're close, if you buy one now, the cost of your mortgage is going to be higher than it's ever been compared to what the cost of your home is, at least if we look at the last 10 years. But thanks to inflation, in many states, the cost of the home itself is close to or at all-time highs. But wait, it gets even worse, because the Federal Reserve recently released studies showing that household savings in the United States has been going down every month for the last 2 years. Because back in 2021, Americans had roughly $2.1 trillion in savings collectively. And as of July of 2023, that number has dropped to $198 billion. And Americans collectively have been drawing down on their savings at a rate of around $100 billion a month, meaning by the end of September 2023, that's this month, US households will run out of savings collectively. But wait, it gets worse. Because in October, student loans, which have been on pause since the pandemic, are scheduled to kick back in again. So your money now buys you less stuff, while the Federal Reserve raises interest rates against you if you're trying to buy a home, while the cost of rents keep going up every month. while at the same time student loans are coming into play, so you're going to have less money in your pocket, and your money doesn't go as far to begin with because of all the inflation. And that's it. I'm done. That is the bleak state of the United States.
There's so much more to that story.
There's more?
So much.
I can't give them more bad news. They're not going to want to follow my channel if I just have nothing but depressing shit to
you got to tell them everything. Tell them about corporate profits.
There's more. Because it would be one thing if Americans as a whole were entering into financial dark times altogether as one United States, but that's not what's actually happening. Because in 2022 and 2023, corporate profits have been at or near all-time highs. A small portion of our society is doing better than they've ever done before. And I personally am all for getting rich. I want to have more money. I want you to have more money. I think we should live in a country where we all have the opportunity to be doing better tomorrow than we did yesterday, collectively. Some of us aren't going to make it, but if we live in a place where all of us have the chance to, that's exciting. But that's not what's happening. A small group of people are getting richer not by providing more value to society, but by extracting value from it. For example, Blackstone, a private equity firm on Wall Street, led by this man, Stephen Schwarzman, who's the CEO of Blackstone. This guy took home over $250 million in profits in 2022. Pfizer's CEO, Albert Bourla, got a 36% pay increase in 2022 and took home $33 million. And we all know why Pfizer did so well in 2021 and 2022. And if that's not disaster capitalism, I don't know what is. Because what's happening in the United States definitely feels like it's unsustainable. And it also sadly feels like the government is on the side of corporations rather than the people. Because remember the Pfizer CEO that took home $33 million last year? In that same year, 2022, Pfizer signed a $3.2 billion deal with the US government, meaning our tax dollars are funding Pfizer and helping their company hit record profits, allowing them to give their CEOs massive pay boosts with money that comes from US taxpayers. And it's really frustrating because I wasn't a great student in school, but I seem to remember the role of government being something like regulating big businesses to protect the people from big businesses overstepping their bounds and doing things that are just not good for society. Right now, in 2023, it seems like government is aligned with those same corporations at the expense of the American people. So the question is, what are we all going to do if things keep going this way? Is the answer stop buying the avocado toast, which is keeping us all in poverty? Or maybe we all just start collecting rainwater so we can grow our gardens off-grid to sustain ourselves?
Actually, that's illegal in 11 states.
It's illegal to collect rainwater in 11 states?
You can't do it.
Are you kidding me?
Not kidding. And actually, you live in one of those 11 states.
Well, shit.
All right. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 5, and I'm going to read this in the NLT. All right, so that y'all get a better understanding of this. But it says, when the Lamb broke the third seal, I heard the third living being saying, come. And I looked and saw a black horse, and its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice from among the four living beasts say, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay, and don't waste the olive oil and wine. All right, so basically, like, I've heard this even before the truth, you know, that in the end times, you know, food will be very expensive. Don't be surprised if you go to the store and have to pay $50 for a loaf of bread. You know, maybe $80, maybe $100, you know, but it says a day's pay. So whatever a day's pay could be for you here in Babylon, you might have to pay that for a loaf of bread. You know, don't be surprised, man. You know, like I said, that brother was talking about me, man, buying a box of them. They're like these peanut butter bars, man, or peanuts. They have peanuts with peanut butter and everything on them, but they're healthy. They're good for you, man. They don't have all that stuff, none of that non-GMO. It's non-GMO. Don't have the genetically modified stuff, man. But you know, it's good for you, man. All right. But it's telling you that it'll be a day's pay, man. So this is heavy, man. Okay. I got another precept. All right, this is the book of Revelations, chapters 18 and verse 7. Because you got to understand about Babylon, you know, she has been very, very proud and very boastful, man. And you know, the scripture says pride goeth before destruction. All right. But this is, again, Revelations 18 and verse 7. It says she glorified herself and lived in luxury. All right. And I'm reading this in the NLT. And it says, so match it now with torment and sorrow. Okay? She boasted in her heart, I am a queen on my throne. I am no helpless widow, and I have no reason to mourn. Oh, you're going to have a reason to mourn. You know, people are mourning now, but see, this is like your elites of them. You know, your stars and all that. They're not seeing the sorrow right now, but they're going to. They're going to feel it. You know, because Yahweh Shema Shai is going to, he's going to bring the pain to this place, man. They're going to feel the fade, like I always be saying sometimes. They're going to feel the fade. You know, it's gonna get really, really bad, man. Real bad. Because these people, man, have lived, you know, deliciously, man. You know, they've lived very good. All right, this is another article here, and it says gasoline, food, U.S. producer prices higher, core inflation cools. All right, but you know, it's getting bad. You know, even with the gasoline, you know, the stuff going on with BRICS and the dollar gonna be collapsing, so fuel's gonna be ridiculously high. You know, and you know, in the Apocrypha it tells you that you're gonna desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And a lot of that's gonna be with the lockdowns, but also you might not even be able to afford to put gas in your car. It's gonna be so high, you know, and you're gonna have to make choices. You know, you're gonna be people having to walk to get to where they need to go. All right, you know, and I got another preset. We're gonna go to the book of Amos. All right. And we're going to go to chapter 9 and verse 8. Okay? And it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off from the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So his eyes is on this sinful kingdom. So you can be boastful all you want. You can be proud. You can think that nothing's going to happen. We ain't going to be touched. But you are going to be touched, you know, because when Yahweh Shema Shai has his eyes set on this place, you know, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it because he is the creator of all. You know, the I am that I am, you know what I'm saying? He is, you know, he is the most high, you know. You can't stop him, you know. And he's going to destroy this place, man. All right? So it's just only going to get worse, man. This place is a third world country, and a lot of our people are blinded, you know. They think like Esau, Edom, you know. That's why I look at them like they Edomites too, man, because you think like that nation, and you are them people, you know, because what do they call us when we're not living according to the law, statutes, and commandments? We're Gentiles, you know. You just like these other nations. And now you are you're still an Israelite no matter what. And if you have a chance, you have a chance of repentance and hearkening to Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, but all right, one more post, and I got some precepts to go with it, and then I'll go ahead and end it. All right. This is something a brother posted. It was I seen it on YouTube, and it says the digitalized economy ? All right, and it has Bill Gates' face on there. It says, we get rid of cash and coins, we give you a chip. All right, hey, you see, we give you a chip. We put all your money in your chip. If you refuse a jab, you know, I'm using that word, it says the V word, but I'm just saying jab, we turn off the chip and you starve. All right, so hey, you know, what did I say? I started off with Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, that's Esau, Edom, man. You know, this man is that red dragon, man. Okay. So, you know, I can't exit this lesson without talking about the MOTB a little bit, because that's the end game of this man. He wants to put that thing in you, man. Okay. This is Revelations chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 16. And it says, and he caused the fall, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay. So, you know, this is his end game. And he's basically telling you that you ain't going to be able to eat unless you do what this man tell you to do. You know, you know, and then with that thing in you, they can cut off your money. You know, they control how much you get. You know, and if they want to, you say something, you get on their internet and you speak out against them, they could just clip your money just like that. you know. So this is how they're going to try to get people to bend to their will. All right. So now I got another precept here. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah 65 and verse 13. All right. Because, you know, a lot of people are going to bend to their will, and see, you're going to go hungry because you're going to resist them and all that, you know. Which resisting them don't mean that you're going to go hungry if you are of the elect, okay? But if you are, you're not of the elect, and you've been out here and you've been doing wickedly and stuff like that, you're going to be ashamed, all right? All right, this is Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat. So if you are of the elect, you've been hearkening to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you forsake Babylon and Babylon's ways, her wine and everything, and you coming back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you know, you're going to eat, man. You're going to have that faith and belief. You're going to eat, all right? Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Like I was saying, you know, if you outside of this, you're going to be hungry. It says, many, I brought out the scripture, many are going to perish of the famine. All right, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. So we're going to drink, but you're going to be thirsty, man. You're going to be wanting that drink of water, man. All right, behold, my servants shall rejoice. So we're going to rejoice seeing this place be destroyed. It says, only with thy eyes shall thou see the reward of the wicked. So we're going to see the destruction of this place. A lot of us, this is our purpose. I mean, besides doing the work and also making our carnal election sure, our purpose is to be here to see this place fall. And Lord willing, I'm one of those spirits that are going to be here to see this place come down. Okay? Because I look forward to a new heavens and a new earth. You know, a new rulership under the King, our King Yahushua. All right? I look forward to that. Okay? Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So you will be ashamed. Okay? This is why we come out here. We're trying to get you to forsake this place, man, and come back unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, before it's too late. All right. Now I got one more precept, and I'll end it on this. Okay. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3. All right. And I'm gonna start at verse 10, and it says, "Because thou hast kept the words of my patience." See, you got to keep these words, man. You gotta eat of this whole roll, this holy scriptures. All right. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. You know, that hour of temptation is when this man is pushing his mark on you. Okay. All right. We shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, and that no man take thy crown. Let no man take your crown, man. Let no man. You're seeing a lot of people even in this truth fall out right now, and then we're too late in the game for that, man. But you're gonna see that a lot of men are falling out and stuff like that, you know. But you gotta let no man take your crown, man, and stay rooted in this thing, man. Hearken unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, you're gonna have people come up against you. I had men come up against me. I know why I'm talking about it again, but hey, sometimes you gotta bring it out. It's a testimony. Men came out and bear false witness on me. Said I wasn't a man of the Lord, you know, and here I am still standing and doing the work, you know, and Yahweh Ratazah that I continue on in it, you know. I'm not gonna let these guys, because them guys are waiting on the chariots like me, so they can say all they want, but they have to make their carnal election assured. And you know, the scriptures also is heavy on you offending one of his little ones, okay, that believe on him, because I believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and those guys made a bold statement about me in one of their lessons, you know, and a lot of people took their word and rode off in the sunset with them, and that's fine, you know. That don't hurt my feelings, you know. It could just be me all to myself, and I'm gonna stay in this thing, man. I'm not gonna let them guys you know, remove me from this truth, you know, because man, this is all I got. When I heard this, I'm like, this is it. This is my purpose. This is what my spirit has been waiting on this. Now my flesh has been looking for other things, but my spirit, when it heard this, it's like, this is what I've been looking for my whole life, man. And I'm not gonna let somebody take me away from this. I'm not gonna let Esau eat him. I'm not gonna let his mark. I'm not gonna let his jab. I'm not gonna let you know, the troubles of this life, this world, none of that, and you shouldn't either. Okay. So Lord willing, you found this lesson edifying. I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. And shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Until the next one, shalom. Stay strong.